All right, wanted to make a quick MGTOW retirement video in terms of a mindset setting video, if you will, in my thought process and my thoughts on what's happening in the government here in terms of the like 50, I think it was like 50 to 49 Democrats in favor of the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. And I was talking to my coworker a moment ago. We were just finishing up some work, and you went into it, or like, I talked a little bit about it, and I said it doesn't matter whatsoever. Me as a long-term investor, an investor that is looking towards 10, 20 years down the road and how this will affect me and what this will do to me in the short term, it means absolutely nothing. If we look at what Biden is possibly doing with the various orders or various things that he's signing into law, some of the things that he's actually reversing that Trump did. If you look at, I want to see probably in a couple of months from now the net of Trump's presidency, after Biden, what Biden has actually done to change what Trump has done in the last 4 years, and how long did it take him to, in a sense, unwind some of that, or at least on the surface level, unwind some of that. But I look at it as, this is not a big deal to me. Yeah, it'll cause issues in terms of short-term taxation, short-term maybe garnishments, or short-term pains in terms of taxation in things like gas and other goods, a spike in price and a spike in groceries and other commodities and things that we use on a daily basis, such as like groceries, gas, and any other services that we might use as well. So like you get in your package, it might go up another 2 cents or something like that, just so it can actually handle some of the changes in government or changes in the law. Also, when I look at us printing $1.9 trillion into existence, or allocating $1.9 trillion, well, how much money will have to be printed to actually fund all of that from the Treasury? How much money will that have to, or how much of that money will have to be printed by the Treasury so that we can actually go ahead and spend it, and then allocate it to whatever we allocate it to, foreign aid, museums, and then of course our stimulus as well. How is this going to affect people and their psyche in terms of their mindset, in terms of what the government's going to be doing to them, all the handouts and things like that? Now, I'm not totally against it or anything like that, but I have to look at it from an investor, when I look at it from an investor mindset and perspective, because that's kind of how I've been training my mind recently and been dialing myself in. You also have to watch out for that and actually be a little bit more balanced and not look at things just always logically. But we're talking about, finances here. But when I look at it from a logical standpoint, I always think about what's going to happen to the savers and the money that they put aside. What is that $50? What is that $50,000 that you had back in 1990? What is it valued today? Is it worth the same $50? Does it have the same spending power? Does it allow you to buy the same size TV? TVs are getting cheaper, but also that means other things are going to be a little bit more expensive, because maybe the rich can avoid certain taxes, but they can't avoid gas prices. I forgot where I heard that from, but that's such a very good saying. Let me turn off my phone. That's a very good saying, and it makes so much sense. It's like, you can avoid a lot of things, but you're still gonna have to pay gas prices to a certain extent, and it's gonna affect everyone. But in terms of looking at what this is going to do, my plan is to continue with my plan. I have a couple other videos planned, that have already been made, and so they should be scheduled to be released here in the next couple days. But I'm just going to put this one out really quick, but I wanted to talk about that, and it doesn't change my plan. It doesn't change what I'm going to invest in terms of my portfolio. It's not going to change my portfolio much, but it will change how I invest. Maybe I'll allocate some more money to crypto, and take a riskier trade, or take a riskier investment. Or maybe I'll allocate some money towards savings, just so I can have some dry powder just in case anything happens. So all these things, keeping in mind and prioritizing these things is very important for your long-term success as a MGTOW investor, a person that's going to retire in this lifestyle. Again, MGTOW investing is really not that much different. It isn't that different at all. It's not that much different than just regular investing. But the mindset you have to have, there's a couple different things that change. What are you going to do for the rest of your life in terms of how you're going to live it, and also how you're going to fund that lifestyle? And that's very important. Doing things like making sure that you have your house paid off, doing things that making sure that your vehicles are paid off, that you have sufficient dry powder in terms of money, savings, and of course having investment accounts, things that will actually fund your retirement, that will actually fund your lifestyle. If you want to get a new vehicle, so be it. Go ahead and do it, but make sure you can afford it into the next 5 years, or however long you have that note. Try to keep it to 5 years. If not, buy it outright. So when I think about things like this and what I see with Biden doing, it doesn't really matter to me. I've never gone through, in my 35 years on this earth, and even my 17 years as an adult, I think I did that math right, but my 17 years or so as an adult on this planet, and working in the economy, and actually coming into, I graduated high school 2004, South Plantation, but I graduated high school in 2004, and ever since I got out, I did 2 years of college. 2006 is when I started getting into the job market, and it was already bad then. Then you had 2008 happen. All throughout that, I still had to wake up every day. Thankfully, I was able to work. There was more work then than there is now. It was a different narrative and different crisis, if you will. But at the end of the day, I was still able to, go through it. 2010 is when I started my consulting business with my business partner, Jermaine. And we did that for 10 years until last year, 2020, actually 2019. So when I look at all of that, and then even working a night job and saving and doing all types of other stuff and actually making other investments, there were so many different presidents during that period of time. I think, 3 or 4? 3. So it's like Bush, Obama, Trump, and now we have Biden. I think I did that in the right order. Sorry if I didn't. I've never really cared about the presidency. It's never really done anything for me. Even with going ahead and doing that feeling, that emotional vote of going for Obama for his first term. Besides that, I still had to work the next day. There were some things that I just don't see that are made available to me. But also with the skills that I have and the skills that I've improved over this time period, I've been able to do quite a few things. I can't say I've done it alone. I've done it with help from other people. I've done it with help from my community and my close friends, black and white. I've definitely had quite a few white people that have helped me out throughout my life, and I've had quite a few black people that have helped me out throughout my life as well. Friends and family and things like that. So with that support structure and having that, and those people that were around me, and being able to even help others around me, such as my nephew and my sister and other people in my family, we all did it together, and we were all able to make it to this point, in a sense. So with that, I look at this and I'm like, it's not a big deal. If I'm looking at it from a long-term perspective, maybe I'm changing one or two things short-term, but those short-term changes are still looking at long-term payouts. Now I'm looking at, okay, if I'm going to do the YOLO move that I'm thinking about in terms of the cryptocurrencies, take about $3,000 out of that, buy at least one Ethereum, and then spread the rest amongst, I want to probably put another $1,000 in, what's that thing called again? Bitcoin. And then another couple $100 in XLM. So I'm looking at things that way. Also, I'm looking at what I'm going to do for my Roth IRA. Still $115 a week. Make sure that I always put it in there. Nothing to one stock. I don't really change much in my Roth IRA. In terms of my general investing account, hey, maybe buy more AT&T. I got those sweet dividends today in my general investment account, and it was beautiful. And I just looked at it and I said, damn, I need to buy more AT&T. Also, there'll be a video coming out pretty soon about my time with Upwork and using that as a freelance platform. I did my first job today, got $50. Upwork takes their bit, which is like $10 or 20%. So I'll get $40 from that. So trying to do things like that to actually improve my my chances and actually take advantage of, or be prepared to take advantage of, opportunities. So now if I have this money in Upwork and I decide to make a move or something like that in terms of my investments, I have more money, more capital to do so. Also, that I can still work from home. I can actually travel. I can do many other things. So these are things that I'm trying to do to make it through all of these changes. And by doing these things, I won't say it totally insulate me, because we are a part of a group, we are a part of a community or society, I should say, and these things will affect me in some way, shape, or form. But how can I mitigate the effects and then stay on my actual path and my journey that I would like to see come to fruition, or my vision that I would like to see to come to fruition? So when I think about things like that, this doesn't really make any difference to me. It doesn't matter that $1.9 trillion are being signed, or $1.9 trillion stimulus package is being signed into law or being dispersed. I will take that $1,400 and I will invest it, or I will save it. Especially that $1,400, I can buy maybe a little bit of an Ethereum right now because I think it's at $1,500. So how can I play the market into my advantage and think long term? What is out there right now? Maybe I want to go and buy a whole share of Tesla because I'm about to watch a video that says Tesla to $4,000 a share. So when I look at things like that, a lot of this stuff doesn't really matter. Now it should. I still watch out for it. I still try to keep it in the back of my mind. And I try to make sure that I stay situationally aware when it comes to these things, and also think about it and talk to other people about it and get other people's perspective, or perspective. I think it says perspective, but get others' perspective on it. So with that being said, if you reach this point of the video, please leave a comment. I'd like to hear what you think about it. Hey, am I dead wrong? Can you provide articles? Are there stupid things that I said in this? Did I say a word wrong? Do I need to cut my beard? I'm not. I'm Young Grizzly for a reason. It is what it is. But as always, thanks for listening. I really do appreciate you. Bye.